everybody. Welcome to a very special episode of 30 Lives. My name is Cody Clemens.
The most special.
Hello, I'm Scott Manley.
God damn it. I'm Nick Cunningham.
And I'm Chris Fromlin.
And no, we don't.
I'm so disappointed.
I really wish we had Scott Manley here instead of Chris.
I only had one time that I...
if I could swap the two of you right now, I would.
Thanks. I appreciate you guys.
So that he could show me and Cody how bad we are at Kerbal Space Program.
Yeah, so the reason why this is a very special episode, because as we mentioned last week, this is a whole episode dedicated entirely to Kerbal Space Program, plus you're probably watching video right now, too.
Which I'm sure you probably noticed, and also there was probably a title somewhere. I don't know,
You might not be.
Yeah,
I mean...
That's true. You might be listening to this.
Yeah, we should probably also have just an audio-only version of this.
Yeah.
It's gonna suck.
It's going to be
So honestly, if you're
stupid.
listening to the audio-only version, just stop it.
Stop it
just
right
wait.
now. I know you're used to listening to this on you driving to work or something.
Just listen to it next week or something.
Anyway, now that we've gotten that out of the way, what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about the latest patch to Kerbal Space Program, what's kind of coming up a little bit.
And also just what Kerbal Space Program is for those that
Since we spent so much fucking time talking about it, we figured it would probably be a good idea if we just went ahead and showed some people. So,
yeah.
Because goddamn, we love.
Because maybe you haven't played yet. So,
Chris,
you want to fire us off with
go ahead and scooch on over. So we have.
Oh God! Did you leave a flight in progress?
Oops. I think that was that thing that was getting ready to splash down. Was what that was.
I'm sure it's okay.
Oopsie poopsie. Well. There's nobody in it because we EVA'd Bill.
So Chris, tell us what this is.
So this is Kerbal Space Center. This is where all of the stuff goes down, the business of launching small green men into space. At the Kerbal Space Center, we have a bunch of different departments. We've got research and development, which, are we going into them or...
I mean, we can cover it basically.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, research and development.
We'll be here later because we're in a science playthrough. Research and development is where you go to research new parts in the science mode. Career mode, you have all of them unlocked, so this is pretty much useless when you're playing career mode. You also have the
sandbox?
Sandbox.
Oh, sandbox. Sorry.
Yep. Scratch that. Reverse it.
Yeah. Scratch it. Reverse it. Run it back 4 times. Astronaut complex is where you can manage your astronauts. Also, doesn't really do anything so much right now. Probably will later on.
Astronaut complex, for the most part, serves the purpose of once you have killed all of your Kerbals, that is where you go to get additional Kerbals.
Yeah, you require more Kerbals.
That is where you would go to, basically replace Jeb, Bill, or Bob.
Your lost Kerbals. Although Jeb, Bill, and Bob specifically are the 3 kind of like main Kerbals. Those guys will always respawn. Then we've got the spaceplane hangar if you want to design planes. You've got the tracking station, which you can use to track current flights in progress. You can use to abort flights. You can use to resume flights that are going.
You can recover debris if you have done science on particular modules and then dropped them
and they manage to make it back to the planet. Then you can recover them from there.
Yep.
And then last but not least, we've got the vehicle assembly building.
Third but not least, because you didn't talk about the launch pad.
Oh, well, God, yeah. I mean, I guess you could click on the launch pad, but there's nothing on it. And the runway, which is obviously where you take off from both of those things.
So, you know that there is rockets in this game, and then it was a couple of updates ago, added space planes.
Yeah.
Stuffs.
So, let's jump right in. We're going to actually go into the vehicle assembly building. So, if you haven't seen Kerbal Space Program, I introduced myself as Scott Manley. He does a lot of videos too. So if you've ever seen any Scott Manley videos, this should all be very familiar to you.
If you haven't seen any Scott Manley videos, please go watch them.
Yeah, go watch Scott Manley after you're done because he's actually he plans this shit out and he knows what he's talking about way better than we do. But this is where you build your stuff. If you've ever played any like Spore or God, there are plenty of old, 1980s edutainment games that do stuff like this, too. 1990s, I guess. But you build your vehicle in this view, and then you can take it out into the real world and do stuff with it. So for basics, since we're in science mode right now, we don't have a whole lot we can build with. We've got solid fuel boosters, liquid fuel boosters. We've got our command capsule. some girders for
Hell yeah.
no particular reason. Nick loves to use girders.
Just put 4 girders on there and put some solid fuel boosters.
You know what? Okay,
You
let's
go
do it.
Oh,
We're
well,
gonna-
well
we're
now
gonna do
you're.
like this.
What are you doing now?
No, we're gonna
What are
get
you-
nutso. You ready?
Why you just put a.
No,
God.
because we're gonna do this right. We're doing it right. You see this? This is non-standard, bitches. That's what you came for. This is
Oh,
what
at
you
least
wanted,
yeah,
right?
put parachutes on those too.
Yep.
There you go.
Yep. So I wonder how fast this is gonna go. I'm glad we're here to do this.
So, just in case you're wondering, this is not. What
This
you
is
would
not.
normally
This is
see.
not a recommended first ship.
No, God,
by
no,
any
sir.
stretch.
No siree. But we're gonna do some science, so might as well.
And
hold
hold on.
Nope.
Before you do that, let's kind of go over what we're looking at here. First of all, the different aspects. I have no idea what you just made. Just the different aspects of what's in the user interface here.
Oh, yeah. So obviously you have your parts pane here. You can go through all of the different little part bits where you can select like aerodynamic parts. We have nothing, so it doesn't matter. You can also switch over to action groups. This is kind of fun. If I wanted to, I'm going to actually set up this because I just started using action groups recently and they're pretty great. What you can do is you can select a specific command. These are all already bound to a certain key. So like the abort group right here, if you hit backspace, that will launch the abort group. So I'm going to tell the abort group to be just deploy all of the chutes. So
Deploy all the chutes.
Boy, what could go wrong?
Yeah, I know. Like, yeah. And then you can also go to the crew tab here, and you can choose who's going to be in here. Right now, I apparently only have Bob left.
Yeah, where's Jebediah?
Oh,
Did he die?
Oh yeah, I bet he died.
we already done killed Jeb and Bill.
Boy.
So Bob's going to fly this one,
Well,
but Jeb
good-
and Bill
good
will
luck,
be back
Bob.
someday.
At least this one has shoots.
You can also set up assemblies, which we're going to actually do this real quick. We're going to save this assembly as
Just WTF ought to be sufficient.
WTF.
I think we're gonna know. We're gonna know what that is.
Yep. So, and then you can bring that assembly back out at any given time on any given craft. So, actually, we could.
I was going to say, fun fact about sub-assemblies is that you can actually start multiplying them and adding them on. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
we can get a little nutso if we feel like it. I don't think we're gonna get nutso.
And you can use the
WASD.
No, I was
Well,
going to say
the
you could-
multiplier.
Yeah, you could hit X and add additional numbers, and then you would have lots and lots
That's not
of those.
gonna break.
That's going to blow up.
That's gonna blow up real hard.
That's going to blow up super hard.
You can see them kind of phasing through each other too. That's not good for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead and dump those out. Let's let our nice
Go
little
ahead.
basic ship take off here.
Just
Just
these.
dump 'em
Okay,
out.
so here we go.
You're going to need to adjust your staging a little bit there. 'cause
Oh yeah, you know what?
everything's going
I should
off
probably
at the same
adjust
time.
my staging. That's a good idea.
So,
So we're
We'll
gonna,
see it
we're
here in
gonna
just a
learn a
second.
lesson in improvisation, which is a very important skill in Kerbal Space Program. So before you take off, which you do by pressing the space bar, I'm going to go through down here in the little corner here. We're going to go ahead and add another stage so that we don't deploy our parachutes and our rockets all at once.
So
And-
just kind of go back to basics here really quick. Staging is kind of an order of operations. So it goes from bottom to top.
And it's a countdown.
Right.
So it goes.
Yep.
So you could
go
go from stage
stage 1.
7 down to 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0,
Yep.
and so on.
So while we're here,
I
since
don't
we're
feel
in-
great about this ship. I just want to.
know what? Neither do I.
I am a huge advocate for girders, and I have felt better about
Those
a ship
girders,
before.
like you're gonna hit that, and those solid
What could go
boosters
wrong?
are just gonna rip the girders
No,
apart.
we're gonna be good.
They'll
but while
honestly,
we're
they'll
here,
probably
let's
be
do
fine.
some science because we're in science mode, and we should probably get that going. So we're gonna get a crew report.
EVA that bad boy
You
too.
guys
There
want to
you
go ahead and explain all of this stuff while I do it real quick?
Yeah, so you get science for a variety of things when you're playing in career mode in Kerbal Space Program. You are not going to get back on that ship if you think you're going to get a surface sample. By the way,
It's got RCS.
there's actually no, RCS will not. Your thrusters in your spacesuit will not allow you actually to take off.
Oh, gravity.
Yeah, you might be stuck right now. Oh, you made it. Nice.
I am good at this.
So anyway, so you get science for doing a variety of things. So doing any sort of extra vehicular activity, like he just did there, exiting the command module to assess the situation outside of the ship. You can earn science, which is basically that, as you sort of learn things about the environment, learn things that change in the environment, as you take new experiments into space, you get science, which you can then use when you return back to Kerbin to do research. And you can do that research to discover new parts and use those new parts to do increasingly complex and scientific missions, et cetera, et cetera.
It's kind of like currency.
Yeah, so it's like a currency that you have to earn in the game. Oh, that's nice. There's a little 30 lives flag.
Yeah, I'm real proud of myself. I made that.
But yeah, so it's like a currency that it's basically your like XP would be probably a better equivalent because you use it to basically unlock additional things in the game. Are we ready to take off?
Let's get to the explosions. I mean, flight.
I'm gonna say 80% chance this thing takes off and you have a nice little arc and you land.
These are pretty solid, I think. But Bob's gonna find out for us. Ready?
All right.
3, 2, 1.
Oh God, that seems bad.
What happened?
Uh-oh.
The staging got messed up? Okay.
So this is another thing that you're into with
it.
Kerbal Space Program is the unexpected.
Activate. Just activate one. What could go wrong?
Oh God. It burned. I'm gonna vote that
He's
was
alive.
probably because the capsule
Nailed
was
it.
not attached to the engines directly. I'm sure a veteran of Kerbal Space Program probably could have told us that's what was gonna happen.
That there's nothing but girders actually connecting you to the.
Yeah. So
Well, you can do some science right now too.
Yeah.
right?
You know what I could have done to resolve that issue. Action group. To launch all 4 engines at the same time, regardless. But I wouldn't have any control.
Yeah, I would wonder if that would actually
Maybe.
work. Anyways,
Well, we should try that.
Let's do
so
an
we're
EVA
going to do an EVA report. We're going to get some more science because that was a horrible failure, but that's okay. Take a surface sample, and you know what? Let's plant a flag.
you can actually also hike back up onto the launch pad and take a surface sample there as well.
Yeah, I mean, while we're here, right?
Yeah.
Horrible failure. All right.
Duh. Okay. Let's hop back over here because, again, the goal here is to get as much science.
I don't think you can take another surface sample because you have to deposit your current surface sample in the ship.
Good call, buddy. Good call.
Yeah.
Can you jump up
No. But he has exceptionally long arms. No?
No, he sure doesn't.
No? All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and just
that's it for now. That's fine.
launch another ship.
Yeah, let's build another ship.
there? Yeah, so we'll go ahead and collect this vessel.
Oh, yeah, bitches.
Oh, God.
Because RCS gives you just a little bit of a boost.
This is absolutely outstanding video here, by the way.
This is
You know what? Fuck it. Store experiments. Okay.
Yep. Yeah. Now
So,
go run up
let's-
onto the launch pad. Get some
maximize
more
our science here.
I love that. I love that. What is this, Bob? That we
you know
have
what we
here,
can do?
right?
We can time accelerate.
Oh, zippy, 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 zippy.
All right. Now we
There you
will
go.
grab ourselves a surface sample.
Get some more science.
Keep that, and we'll EVA report, and keep that, and
There we go. Oh, I was gonna say it'd be real great if he fell to his death off the side of the launch pad.
alrighty, back up here. There we go, and in we go. Okay, now we can recover, and we'll get tons of science. And by tons of science, I mean
40.
bated breath. 30,
42.
34.
God
Nice. Okay, cool. So now that we have science, we can actually go to the Research and Development Center, and we're going to research our first little bit. And this is going to give us all sorts of great things like decouplers and science mystery goo.
The mystery goo TM containment
different
unit.
fuel canisters, all sorts of stuff. So we're going to go ahead and research that because it costs a piddly 5 science. Hooray!
We can actually get another thing there. So
Yep.
what do we want to go with?
What's our choice, guys? I'll let you guys choose.
I'm gonna go for
I'm gonna go with the top one.
It's a toss up between general rocketry and whatever the
gonna
middle
go-
one is, because you get giant solid fuel boosters there, but you get decouplers here.
I'm going to go with the...
You can go solid fuel booster.
Yeah, I think so.
I love the landing struts at literally the second tree there on the bottom. Survivability. Odds of you needing those landing struts for anything at this stage are very, very,
Very,
slim.
very low. Yep, you're not landing on anything. Okay, so we're going to go with the top.
Yeah, let's go
Yeah.
general rocketry.
All right, research. And then actually, no, we don't. Okay, cool.
Close.
So now let's try building something that does a little more than that. But what are we going to build?
Let's go ahead and just make a new ship. I feel like the base of this is not a good
gonna work,
platform for anything. We got an astonishing amount of science out of that just horrific piece of shit. So first, make sure you get a chute. I know my general practice is that I actually I have a template or a saved craft for just my base module with the different command modules.
That's a good way to do it.
To make sure that I have some batteries, some actual science happening there.
And so what Chris is laying out here is you have your capsule and then the parachute on top there, and then you have a decoupler beneath that. We'll get into that in a second here. And then on the sides, he has goo canisters
to do some science on.
So now we need to get it up into the air.
And then on the back was an antenna so that he can transmit data from the science experiments that he does without actually needing to return back to the planet.
Transmit data back to Earth. Do you guys think we can make this get this to orbit?
I'm going to vote.
We don't have any decouplers?
Yeah, we don't have any decouplers, but if you put some of those big boy solid fuel boosters on the side, yeah, definitely go for the larger engine there.
Well, this is a smaller one, but it's thrust vectored. I'm going to need that for
and then some of the bigger
since
solid.
we don't have any aerodynamics.
Right.
So
the larger solid fuel.
Yep. We don't have.
Oh, we don't have decouplers. No.
No.
We chose we
Yeah,
chose
right.
something
Okay.
else.
How nutso do we want to go on this?
4 is good.
Well,
You're gonna have to jump up. Yeah, there you go.
So you see the
see
parts
down-
will turn green when they're in a spot that can be
able
placed.
to be placed.
Nope.
You
Oh,
have that.
fuck.
Yeah, you're gonna need to drop those down a little ways.
Put 'em.
Wow, this is gonna be quite a rocket here.
You probably want to put some girders at the base of each of those.
Nope,
Solid fuel?
girders are not going to do you any good whatsoever
You
here.
don't think so?
No,
To keep the thing
Like,
from
keep it from
collapsing
they're
tipping
just
over
they're
and
just
weight.
they're just going to add weight. Just take off real fast.
Well, they're going to blow up when we launch. This is to keep this thing from destroying the engine.
oh, I know. I
Because
mean,
we don't have. we
I'm
don't
just
have-
saying if you hit SAS and hit space, just as soon as you start,
No,
not even going to be a problem.
no, don't want to do that.
You just cruise your way
That
right
seems-
through there.
That seems really dangerous.
It's going to be our new collection of terrible advice from Nick
Yep.
on how to play Kerbal Space Program.
All right, I think that's going to be it.
Throw some chutes on your solid fuel boosters so that when you drop that piece of shit, it can actually
I guess. Okay.
just in case.
Wow, are those parachutes going to do anything? Anyway,
I will
do you wanna
have
set up any
I
action
will
groups?
have you know that those will actually probably let you recover that piece of debris.
I'm going to do this actually. Reset. We're going to do this as custom 1 is going to be observe both of our science capsules here.
Why would you do both at the same time?
Huh? Because?
Okay. Well, anyways,
Well,
I don't think we're going to get to a point.
Okay,
when-
fine.
we're
We'll
not
do
too
them
worried.
manually.
I'm just saying.
I will set up an abort sequence though for decoupling and deploying
And so
the
that
chute.
decoupler, what it does is it basically it creates a separation between two parts of your ship. And what happens once you hit that stage and activate the decoupler, it blows off the pieces beneath.
Do you want to
it.
get the because we don't have anything to separate those solid fuel boosters off? You're probably going to want to get those. You're going to want that decoupler on a separate stage, and you're going to probably want the main rocket to just fire with the solid fuel boosters because it cannot lift those solid fuel boosters if it does not make it into space.
That's true. Okay.
And what Chris is doing over there on the side is what he should have done
yeah, last
with the,
time.
with the previous ship.
true.
He is setting up his staging. So
Okay, so basically at this point what we're going to do is we're going to fire all the engines all at the same time. Then we're going to, when those are burnt out, separate and then shoot, fire off all the chutes.
we don't want the,
You actually-
the
you
liquid
actually
fuel
add-
on its own one.
At the separation, no, because we can't drop the solid fuel boosters off the side. The liquid fuel won't be able to lift the whole
that's
thing.
true.
You want those 4 chutes to go off at separation of the bottom thing there. Yep, there you go. Because
you're missing
that
one.
way
That one's for the capsule.
those chutes
Okay.
will go off
Oh,
basically as soon as you release it.
All right, let's do this. This is going to be
I'll call this horrible mess.
No, this isn't a horrible
This
mess.
isn't that bad.
You should see some of the stuff
It's
Nick's
true.
made. That's a horrible mess.
You give me some girders and some solid fuel boosters, and boy, will I get you to space.
Yep. All right. That's terrifying.
You're not coming back, but boy, howdy, are you getting there? All right.
I wonder how high up we can get with this. 4 solid rockets and almost no payload.
Those 4 solid rockets will get us to probably a solid 10K.
All right, here it goes. You ready?
Right,
Bring
three-
it. Are you going to throttle up at all there, Doc?
Yeah, sure, why not?
There you go.
SAS is on. Okay, so and what
Yeah.
SAS does is it's a stabilization for your capsule. Otherwise, if you don't have it on, you start
Yeah.
wiggling around everywhere, and it's,
Balls up. It's not good.
It's a pain in the ass to try and
Ready,
control.
set,
Go.
Oh, guys.
This isn't working very well.
Yeah, because those fucking girders are stuck to the ground.
Nah.
God, how bad are we at Kerbal Space Program, guys?
Nah, dog. Nah, they're supposed to come off.
Nope. This is why I don't put girders on shit.
I thought you put girders on everything.
I don't put them on the bottom of fucking rockets. Yeah, just drop back into... Here, let's teach people how to revert your terrible failed flight here.
Turns out, can't go into the menu
Oh, that's unfortunate.
while the solid boosters are going, so...
EVA.
Normally not advised to do while the rocket is firing.
Can you get a surface sample
Do you...
from the top of the...
Oh, there you go.
Oh.
Wow.
That's weird.
Yeah, that's weird. Go ahead and hop back in there.
Go ahead and recover that, and let's try that again, minus that girders.
Sans girders.
The engine wasn't firing, too. I feel like it might have broken off. Because we had full liquid fuel.
A plus on that 2.3 science this mission, by the way.
Yeah.
So ignore that. Cody will get that in editing, right? The question is,
Nope, I'm giving all of our failures.
Here, we're gonna redo this, and we're gonna put these down though, so that
Drop
the
it.
weight is on the solid boosters and not the
Looks
delicate.
That looks
Good.
better. All right. Let's try this again.
Save and launch.
Ready, set. It's gonna be the exact opposite now. We're gonna be going off at like 700 bajillion meters per second.
Because it's just fuel.
We're going to Elu.
Well, yeah. No, we don't. We don't have nearly enough fuel to get to Elu.
No.
We haven't. I was gonna say we haven't even talked about. What do they call it? Map mode.
Oh,
All right, so this is what it looks like to actually launch off of the launch pad successfully.
There you go. So poor little Bob there is telling us about his situation. You can do some science on those goo modules. One of those. We're bringing those on lots of trips, so you may as well do some science on them now. The goo jiggles and wobbles as it flies.
we want to transmit the crew report while the engines are firing
Yeah. As long as the liquid fuel one is, we should be fine.
because you get 100% science for transmitting crew reports, which is great. So we can just continue to do crew reports. That took a lot of electric charge, though.
Yeah, it did.
I'm going to keep the resources up there.
Look at us.
And so
12 kilometers.
Jeez Louise.
You'll notice that surface speed is dropping rapidly right now. That is what happens when the rocket that you have is not sufficient to actually support your vehicle, making it into space.
And you'll see
it's actually starting to go back up.
I'd recommend probably turning at least a little bit at
Well,
this
we're
point.
not going to orbit.
Yeah, I guess.
mean,
It's the principle of the
Not
thing,
with that
Chris.
attitude.
Yeah, I was going to say.
all right. You think this is high carbon atmosphere?
Not
almost.
It's
Upper
enough
atmosphere.
to
Boom.
Uh,
Keep data.
just transmit that
I
shit.
guess I could transmit it.
What if he doesn't make it back?
That's true.
Okay.
and so
Very
what
well.
you'll see up in the top right
We're
corner
actually
there.
moving into high atmosphere now. If you'll see underneath those scrolling numbers at the
Yeah.
top, we may be able to actually get another crew report out of this before we run out of fuel. Nope.
We were in upper atmosphere.
Oh, we were
for the
already
last
there.
report,
Yeah. Never
And what you also see in the upper right there is your resources. So you have your electrical charge, which is does things like transmits your data, and if you
runs
don't
your
have,
SAS.
Runs your SAS.
So if you run out
Yeah.
of SAS, you will
can't
not
turn. Sorry. Hey, we might actually break 70K here. Which, just for all of you, is the point where you exit Kerbin's atmosphere and are officially in space. Space. The final frontier. I am Sean Connery, and I've never been on stock. Hey, you know what? I think we're going to make it. We can actually go out to map mode and just double check.
Yeah, I was gonna say those.
Got this.
We're gonna totally make it.
Dude.
Yeah. That said, because of how high we
Wow, that
are,
should
you can
not-
separate that module, but those solid fuel boosters are not making it back down.
The question is, are we going to have enough electric charge?
Nope. You could try, but
No, we're going to keep that data.
We'll make it.
I think that's dangerous. We can get batteries later on. Since we're in space, let's go ahead and observe the other mystery goo. Get that taken care of. Let's go ahead.
Yeah, just keep it.
Keep that data because you get more for bringing it back.
You may as well drop our that giant load that you got there.
Giggity.
It's not doing anything.
And you know
It's
what?
not doing
While
anything.
we're up here,
Let's enjoy some space.
EVA report. Go ahead and head back in.
Take a surface sample.
Nope, can't do that. And we don't want to send... Uh-oh. Okay, cool. We don't want to send...
Wow, you aren't coming back.
Oh, he's coming. He's still on his way up.
I'm still going up.
I know.
My Apoapps is like 100.
130.
And so
yeah,
I think this is a good... Go ahead and pull back out there, Chris.
Sure.
So this is your map view. And this will give you...
Something map.
Add a maneuver that I can't do.
Yeah. And what this will give you the chance... Like, this kind of gives you an overview of the world. And then if you keep pulling out, you'll get your other... celestial bodies.
Let's zoom way out. We're not
So
coming
the
down
first
for a
one
while.
we got is the moon.
Or the
And
moon.
then in the Kerbin system, we also have Minmus. So these are the 2 moons of Kerbin. So this is your Earth equivalent, and then this is your moon equivalent, but then this is an extra one here.
That's your if another body happens to formulate around the Earth
Yeah, randomly. This is what it would look like.
over the next few hundred years.
Yeah.
By which I mean a few
million,
hundred million years.
Minmus
Anyways.
is actually a little easier to land on because it's lower gravity. So for the newbie, I would actually suggest a Minmus landing first. The moon is a lot more massive, has a lot more gravity, and is a lot harder to land on. So
The only challenge about Minmus is that if you go over to the side view again, you see that it's not a...
it is on.
It is not in the same plane.
Right.
Yep.
It is on a. Oh god.
The orbit is...
See, and this is where Scott Manley would be way more useful because he'd be like, "This is on a super elliptical heliocentric orbit." I don't know what that fucking means, but
Those are some words, though.
those
So
are
that's-
some words.
That's
Yeah.
good.
We're gonna kill that maneuver node, so it's not in the way. So now we're gonna pull back out. I'm keeping an eye, by the way, on our speed here because, well, it's picking up now, so we're heading back down. Is what's going on. So we'll have to get back in there soon. But in here we've got scattered asteroids outside of the Kerbin system. This is for the new NASA mission pack, which we'll talk about in a bit. And then there's other planets in the system. Eve, there's Moho, there's Duna, which is the Mars equivalent. Going further out, you've got Dress, and you've got Jewel, and then all the way out here, we've got Elu. So, but now it's time for us to make sure that we don't die on our way back in. Because
Oh, we got plenty of time.
Yeah.
here we go.
And then, yeah, so as you can probably imagine, what that blue arc there was your flight path, basically.
And you know what? While we're out here, might as well. We're going to float around a little bit. It's an awfully small target, so I'm not going to go far. But yeah, you can EVA out here. You
Give
wanna,
your little boosters to
you
move
wanna,
around.
You want to stop doing that when you hit, just about 70K, because if you get to 70K, you're going to hit the atmosphere, and then you're never going to see your capsule again. So yeah. So now we're heading back down.
We're just kind of floating out here in space right now.
We can speed up time
We can.
with the
we're gonna.
what period and comma keys
Yep.
there.
So here we go.
Oh yeah, you're
gotta-
still throttled up there.
Yep.
There you go.
You use X to kill throttle, by the way.
I'm aware. But our listeners are not.
Thanks for letting us know that you know how to play the game there, Chris.
Good.
It's good for us to know.
It's very important for you. to know.
I would
like to go back
imagine.
in,
I would
um,
imagine that real world physics don't play in here.
Yeah, you'll see probably around 30K or
yeah,
so
right
that
here.
we're going to start, pseudo burning up. Are we not
So-
going fast enough?
Nope.
There it is.
So currently, heat doesn't have anything to do with like your survivability.
it means you can make horrifically non-aerodynamic ships that would clearly be destroyed
You
and
can
burn
have a
up.
Kerbal jump out, and he will
And he'll
catch
burn,
on fire.
yeah, but he'll survive.
Until
it's
he
gonna
hits-
be a good
until he
time to
hits
go
the
ahead
ground.
and deploy the chute. So the chutes will automatically deploy at 500 meters, so we're safe. I know this looks a lot scarier than it actually is, but the chutes will actually puff out at 500 meters and slow us down. Right now we're going 180 meters per second and dropping, with only about 3 kilometers to go until we hit the water. So I mean, that was actually a pretty successful flight for flight number 2, I would say.
Yeah.
Technically flight number 3 because that second one didn't really get off the ground, but that's okay. I mean, we fired our engines.
We did indeed fire our engines.
Yep. So I'm going to go ahead and time accelerate us down to 500, and that's where you want to stop because the physics have a tendency to get a little broke if those chutes deploy at 500 meters, and you're still under time acceleration. And then we're going to go ahead and accelerate all the way down to the water. And then actually, while we're on the water, to maximize our science, we're going to take
A
another
surface sample.
Yeah.
You can also
And
do
get an
EVA.
EVA report as well. Yeah.
Yep. You guys want to talk about the patches to the latest version?
So Kerbal Space Program is currently still in early access on Steam. But though this may feel like an incredibly complete game, it feels more complete than some released games despite being in early access. But they are patching it constantly and adding new content. Like we talked about earlier, it was only a handful of versions ago that they actually added space planes, and they add new content all the time. But the most recent update was them adding some missions in which they partnered with NASA to basically, I guess, emulate would be better than simulate, because emulate is probably more accurate. Look at all that science we got, guys.
72, nice.
Look what you can do when you go to space.
They're emulating NASA's proposed asteroid redirect mission, in which they will capture an asteroid and redirect it into the sphere of influence of our very own Earth so that we can do some science on it.
Yes.
And learn
actual real science.
Learn us some science.
Speaking of science, let's choose what to unlock real quick. And
I think
building the next
I
one.
think stability is probably pretty good because we need those decouplers.
Yep.
Or the radial decouplers.
And then let's grab these because this will eventually lead to other science. Not that we're landing on anything. But
we're gonna need it to get the.
We're gonna need the old Science Junior here.
Yep.
And some batteries. Batteries are really important too. So we don't have enough to unlock another one, but we've got through
that
tier 2
inline SAS module down there. Is that one over there? Inline reaction wheel.
Yep.
Yeah, which gives you some more
Super useful
effective
for control.
More effective SAS.
Yep. So keep talking about those. I'm going to build the next rocket for us.
Yeah. So part of Kerbal Space Program is actually scenarios that they give you, and those kind of work very well as sort of tutorials to certain parts of the game that you might not be introduced to until later in the game. So some of those new scenarios are intercepting asteroids and then using, capturing them and accelerating them into the sphere of Kerbin's influence. Oh wow, that's not going to work. That's a few too many of those. So fun fact, because Chris is driving this all with his keyboard, as you'll see, the X key will actually adjust that multiplier for how many keys there, and then holding down Shift and pressing X will actually drop it down the other way, so that you can actually change the number of sort of symmetrical components that you have. What are we targeting here, guys? Where are we going?
We are targeting an actual orbit. That's my plan at least. Because that got us to 120,000 meters. So I feel like we can actually hit orbit if we basically build the same ship with a little orbital maneuvering capsule on top.
Why for the landing pads? I'm going to go ahead and ask.
Just in case we land on the ground. Because since we're going to be orbiting, we actually might end up landing on the ground instead of the water.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Can you just want the shoot landing?
You can also do shoots. I mean, you're not exactly carrying precious cargo there.
I know. I'm just saying. It's good practice, okay?
I was going to say something. I can't remember what it was, so never mind.
Yeah, anyways.
Oh, I remember what I was going to say. If you look back at the engines there, you'll see two that look very similar to one another. That one and that one. You'll see
the LVT-30 and the LVT-45.
Right. The big difference between the two, as you'll look, that second column over there, one has a max thrust of 200. The other one has a max thrust of 215. The reason for that is that the 200 has thrust vectoring.
Vectoring. Good for
gimbal.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have also some radial decouplers. Okay, so this is getting already far more advanced.
So we have our decouplers, which will actually eject basically whatever is attached to them when they are staged. So you can see Chris is actually attaching these solid fuel boosters to his decouplers there. What's going to happen is that when he stages those, he can actually take off, and when those giant solid fuel boosters that have the number 3 there on the side, when those actually expire, they run out of fuel, he can actually just do his next stage, and those will sort of eject off the side, lightening his load so that the actual rocket that is propelling him into space will actually get him there. I appreciate those aerodynamic cones. Those are
they don't do anything at all, by the way.
Boy, they look pretty though. Did we get radial shoots yet? 'Cause I feel like you should throw some shoots on those bad boys while you're at it too, if you're going to really go for it.
Are you? Why are there fins on the?
For extra control, you put more fins on.
For more fins.
More fins.
Everybody loves fins.
It's morphin time? Nope. Sorry. I retract.
Oh,
I think that's all we got.
Yeah.
That's probably about it.
Toss some Separatrons on there, or is that overkill?
That's
gonna be
major,
way.
major overkill.
Yeah.
Yeah, those aren't going to do you just any good at all. Sure.
It'll look pretty.
Nope. Sure
They're
won't.
gonna start. So what those Separatrons do is, if you
They're
put them at the right,
tiny solid fuel boosters.
right, and so they if you put them at the right stage, they.
I was going to say, boy, you better stage those all at the same time.
yeah, they will push whatever they're connected to, in whatever direction they're facing. So in this case, you usually use them for, things like rockets that you're going to be staging away from, that kind of thing. So they get pushed away from your main vehicle.
And you'll see, and as you're watching right now, if you are watching, what Chris is doing is actually taking the trying to adjust his staging order there so that things actually stage in the proper order. You can build these gigantic, ridiculous-looking rockets, and then when you go to fire them, your chutes just fire off and nothing actually happens. So it's all about the order that you build the actual vessel itself. That will dictate what it sort of assumes your staging order is over there on the side, because it assumes that you are building from top to bottom. So what Chris is doing now is basically kind of going through and sort of analyzing his different, where those different parts actually fall into the staging process to make sure that they all actually fire at the same time. So we can see in the first stage that we have our solid fuel boosters, then we have the large sort of liquid fuel rocket that's down there at the bottom. That are all firing simultaneously. Why is there 5 solid fuel boosters that are firing?
Oh, you know what? I think one of the Separatrons is in there.
One of the Separatrons I think might have made it in there.
That's going to be it right there.
Man, I really hope that's the wrong one. That'd be great.
Now we're good.
But yeah, so you can see that kind of as he looks at them, you chose one of the wrong ones. But
No, I got.
Oh, did you?
ones. Yep, we're good.
Is that one on the right? Yeah, whatever. Okay.
Yep.
It's
We'll
it's
figure it out.
it's funnier if
And
it
this
crashes.
this is where one of the more fun parts of Kerbal Space Program comes in: rapid, unexpected disassembly.
yeah.
Off we go.
Yep. Away we go.
RUD, I guess, with the acronym.
RED or RUD.
RUD?
Yeah. Derp. Rapid explosive disassembly.
Not familiar.
That also would describe what's going on. All right, so Bob's going up again.
All right.
I think we're clear to just go ahead and launch, right?
I want to throttle it up there.
Yeah, you're going to want to
Don't have
maybe
any-
throttle
don't
up
have
to
any
liquid.
science to do, right?
It actually, at this, because we are able to decouple our solid fuel boosters, you don't actually have to throttle up your liquid fuel booster. You might actually be able to get some extra.
A little extra oomph out of it.
Yeah.
Well, let's go.
Because one thing that you can run into when you're actually firing these rockets into space is that you can actually be accelerating at a point to where you're basically throwing fuel away, because
Right.
you're accelerating into the brink of terminal velocity. You're going literally as fast as that amount of weight can actually possibly go into space.
Because it does calculate drag in the system. It just doesn't calculate aerodynamics. So
Right.
these nose cones are completely cosmetic, but it will calculate that there is a certain amount of drag on this entire system. And so you can actually get to a point where you're pushing so hard against the air you won't actually accelerate. I'm going to go ahead and fire up my liquid fuel booster as the solid fuel boosters run out.
One thing I did want to mention also is when you're going through and attaching those solid fuel rockets
Good luck.
to
Here it
the
comes.
decoupler. Ah!
Parachute.
When you were attaching those things that you just
God, the
ejected off of the
Sepatron
side,
just
Those
causing-
seriously kick some ass.
when you're attaching those to the decouplers, you want to make extra sure that you actually have them onto the decouplers and they're not like clipping through the decouplers. Otherwise, they won't do anything. So you got to adjust it and make sure they're actually sitting on the decouplers themselves.
Yep.
All right, so this is where we're going to get a little boring and go through. I like to do this in map view. Scott Manley has a trick where you hit about 10,000 meters or 10 kilometers, and you go about 45 degrees. That's kind of like the beginner's orbit. There's a little more advanced orbit, which I wish I had known sooner. What you want to do is you want to get your apoapsis, which is the top point of your arc, to display that you're going to get to it in about a minute or so. And if you're going to get there in about a minute, you can actually shoot underneath. You basically point more sideways to make it stay at a minute. If it's climbing, as in if it's going too far, you're pointing too high up. I'm not explaining this very well. But if it's going like up, so if it went to a minute and 4 seconds, 5 seconds, so on and so forth, I'd want to shoot more horizontally. If it is going the other way and it's going down and my apoapsis is getting closer to me, I would actually want to shoot the other direction and point upwards to get more vertical speed. But basically, you want to hit about a minute. And as soon as your apoapsis gets to, if you want a good circular orbit, as soon as your apoapsis gets to about 70K,
Did we run out of?
Yeah, you're out of fuel.
We did. So guess what? On the stage. Boom. We got a tiny little orbiter. So as soon as your apoapsis hits about 70,000 meters or so, that's when you're technically in space and atmospheric drag is no longer a thing. I'm going to pop this up just so I can keep an eye on my liquid fuel. Then you can cut your thrust if you want to. And then the way I do it to get a good circular orbit is I create a maneuver node and I just basically pop this out. You burn prograde. That's this little green icon that's empty in the middle. You burn prograde until you get a periapsis, first off, over on the other side. And when they swap is when they're actually going to be at about equal. So I try and shoot for about 90 degrees-ish.
Somewhere in the middle when of the periaps and apoaps actually switching.
And then you'll end up with a
61.
roughly circular orbit.
Yeah.
That's actually really pretty good.
Wow, that was good.
So it wants me to burn for 34 seconds, and it's going to be about 15 seconds on either side of the nodes. So we're going to wait until we're about 15 seconds on either side of the node, and then we're going to burn.
And you can see actually on the little nav ball with orange and bright blue sort of on the bottom of the screen there that Chris is actually lined up with that dark blue icon. Chris, because you got plenty of time, can you go ahead and rotate away from that so we can actually see that icon a little bit better?
Oh, yeah, totally.
So you can see that little blue icon right there that Chris is hovering his mouse around. That's actually your way so that once you've made a maneuver node, you can actually just line up with that and basically keep firing until that little bright green or yellowish bar on the right side of the maneuver ball just burns out. Because that's basically what you have to do to actually do what you have set up previously in map mode. So it makes it actually really nice for you to be able to, set up a maneuver node in which you're going to, have a nice circular orbit around the planet before you go flying away to some far-off land where you can do such sweet, sweet, sweet science.
So you can see here we're starting to burn off. This is meters per second, but it's also can be referred to as delta V. We are burning towards our target speed, and as we get closer and closer, I'm actually going to bring my speed down and how hard I'm burning. I'm going to follow this little maneuver node. Oop, that's good. It's a little too much. So that's going to be a slightly eccentric orbit, but not by much. 71 and 79. But this is a circular orbit. Congratulations, us!
Hooray!
Yay! So since we've already been in orbit, technically, we just weren't in it for long. We don't have a lot of science to do out here. I did get one of our mystery goos observed.
Is there an EVA or anything you can do?
I think we can get an
Crew
EVA report. So here's the cool thing. Kerbin has biomes, right? So we're going to reset that experiment because we're going to get back in. And as we fly over Kerbin, eventually we'll get over land. I think this will count. So this will probably be grasslands, I think. EVA report. Kerbin Shores. So you see how it says EVA report from space above Kerbin Shores? That means that we are above a different biome. So you can actually research different areas on the planet by flying over them and making observations. There are 12 biomes.
I was going to say I'm looking at it right now. So you have grasslands, highlands, mountains, deserts, badlands, tundra, ice caps, water, shores, Kerbal Space Center itself, as well as the launch pad and the runway.
Yeah. So,
and then the moon, and Minmus also have several biomes on them as well. So if you land on the moon in a crater, you can actually get different science and more science out of a surface sample than if you land in the midlands of the moon.
And Bob is just super excited down there too.
Yeah, poor Bob.
I think he's going to make a full orbit here. The big thing to keep in mind here, since we're so early on in the science mode right now, we have no batteries or solar panels, so we don't generate electricity while we're up in space here. So I have run into this situation a number of times where I have run out of electric charge, and then you can't make maneuvers, you can't do anything. So it's very, very important to keep an eye on your resources while you're up doing this stuff. We're going to get another EVA report above
Grasslands.
Grasslands. And as long as it's a unique biome, you can store multiple EVA reports. If I were to do another EVA report above Kerbal Grasslands right now, it would say, oh, well, you already have one of those, so fuck off. So...
God, I wish it actually said fuck off.
Yeah, fuck you, sir.
If it had Jebediah's little face up there that was like, you've
This
already
makes-
done this, you can fuck off.
This makes for very entertaining video.
Getting all that science.
I'm gonna keep doing this. So this is what happens. It says, hey, you know what? You already got Grasslands. Can't do it. So we're going to dump that experiment. We're going to keep on going. And the problem is we're on the night side of the planet, so we can't really see what's going on down there. If I were to adjust my gamma a bunch, we could probably do that, but I don't want to do that. So
You're just going to keep EVAing and doing reports on the grasslands and not being able to store them?
Yep. So let's shoot forward.
I was going
to
to say, we can probably rotate around.
Let's do a couple more just in case, because I feel like we're going to be highlands. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, so that's a little bit of science. So you also get bonus science for recovering a vessel that has made it to orbit. So we're going to get some extra science.
And also,
from that.
let's just like hang out up here for a second because
You can zoom
it looks
out.
really cool.
You can zoom out a little bit and kind of see the...
Kerbal Highlands. Okay.
As
I
you
get a
see,
little
as you
obsessive.
see the sun kind of starting to peak.
Is that all the further it'll let us zoom out for such a giant
That's as far as we'll go.
giant
So
body?
we got a ways because like you can actually see where the terminus is. Still we're about halfway to terminus here. Not a Walking Dead reference, just in case you're wondering.
Was not wondering.
Okay, cool. Just making sure.
Islands.
All right.
Yeah, okay. We can probably scoot on to that.
Well, we need some science. That's what we need.
Yeah.
One more, because I think we're coming up above the deserts here soon.
Grasslands.
No. Zoom. This is how I surveyed the moon the first time I got to it. I was like, yes, and I basically checked every few moments, and nope. Okay.
And got so much sweet sweet
I
science.
actually managed to get back from the moon with like 112 science or something like that without landing on it or anything. No, wait. 200 and something science. 212. something
Oi.
like that. So I came back and I had a science orgy. So
Unlocked all the parts.
unlocked science orgy. So what do we do when we want to get back? Hey, guess what? We're at the terminus. We can get a beautiful sunrise, as beautiful as the default Kerbal Space Program graphics go. So that's a good time to mention mods.
Yeah.
In the modding community for Kerbal Space Program is extremely robust. So there are some really great mods out there. Chief amongst them are a lot of beautification mods. A lot of rocket part mods that you can get really cool, like new rocket parts that don't come stock with the game. But then you can also get some really, really cool like retoolings of the whole game. There's one that I'm really interested in, I haven't played with yet. It's Real Solar System. And as you can imagine, it replicates Earth, right? So
And the solar system.
yeah, and the rest of the solar system.
Nope,
our
just
planet
Earth.
and its solar system. So
They called it
Wah,
solar
wah.
system, but just replicated Earth.
just Earth. Everything else is weird. So those Kerman Shores. Damn it! I thought that was mountains. Okay. Those mods are available. They're all over the place. Here's the
There,
desert.
try now.
There's some desert for you.
And we can see the moon over there too.
Yeah.
Target moon. Okay. So now that we've gotten a bunch of EVA reports, we're going to actually land in the desert. And a lot of people might think, oh, yeah, just go ahead and point towards the planet and burn. But we don't want to do that. We want to actually slow down.
That is incredibly inefficient.
Yeah, pointing at the planet is really not a very good idea.
It would get you there eventually if you had enough fuel.
Yep.
But it's a terrible, terrible
I think
idea.
this is going to land us in the water no matter what I do. But
You might be able to actually land on that little gap.
shoot
Yeah.
for the peninsula.
Yeah. You got to overshoot it a little bit
Yep,
because
because
the
atmospheric
planet
drag.
is going to rotate. And yeah, that's probably good right there.
No, you're there. Just goes.
Ooh, you might not make it.
Yeah, you want to burn a little bit longer.
We'll be real damn close actually.
And
But-
so, yeah, your little indicator down there in your nav ball, the the
I
circle with
I
the
see you burning. I thought that you were maybe too close to it.
Oh, well.
Because the planet's going to rotate.
Yeah.
the circle with your X is your retrograde burn. So you are burning against the direction at which you're traveling.
Yeah, so all of those are represented in the maneuver node system. If you add a maneuver, you can see there's a bunch of different directions, and these are actually what you would refer to. There's retrograde and prograde. There's normal and anti-normal, which are, normal is towards the planet and anti-normal is away from the planet. And then I actually don't remember the
Triangle. I don't remember either.
purple ones either. But you have all these little maneuver nodes that you can use, and those will show up on your nav ball as well.
I would say go back in there really quick into the creating one, cancel out of it,
I mean, like,
and then go to delete it. What are those?
those are new actually in the latest version. These you can actually add maneuver nodes for further orbits in the game.
For subsequent orbits.
Yep. So, like, if you are on a circular orbit and you want to add a maneuver node for like 3 orbits from now, you can actually choose where you want to set the maneuver node and then hit that button 3 times, and then it'll be 3 orbits from now. That's when the maneuver node is.
Okay.
And you'll see all of your data update for that. It's pretty cool.
For what it's worth, the purple triangle and the upside down purple triangle with 3 little lines from it is actually is normal and anti-normal.
Oh.
And the blue circle with sort of lines on the inside of it versus lines on the outside of it is radial in and radial out.
Aha. Okay. But you can use all of those to
internet.
adjust your orbit. Either, prograde and retrograde adjust, like, the kind of length of your orbit, so how far this way you're going or how far this way or how fast this way you're going. The normal and anti-normal will change your inclination. So, like if you want your orbit to be going around Kerbin diagonally, you would burn normally. And then the
radials basically rotate your orbit around the center of the body that you're orbiting, around the maneuver node.
Yeah. So, like, if you create a maneuver node at your apoapsis and you want your orbit, instead of being perfectly circular, to be a little higher on this side, you can actually burn radially,
right?
And you'll have a higher orbit on this side and a lower orbit on that side.
The easiest way to actually visualize the radial is that when you see that little blue line, you're literally rotating it from the, from the actual thing itself.
Yeah, I'm gonna
from that maneuver node.
Yeah.
By the way,
I think we're overshooting.
Yeah, I think we're super overshooting. I don't think we're gonna make this at all.
Hey, you had a bit of fuel. Yeah,
we got to
you're gonna splash down.
So much speed.
Much speed.
Yeah, many. Speed.
If you can slow down enough, you can actually rock it back the other way.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, because you have a bit of fuel.
Yeah,
you don't have a very powerful rocket, which is part of your problem.
I mean, we're killing speed pretty fast, but not going to be fast enough. We're going to end up over the ocean, I think. I'm going to continue to burn retrograde, though, just to kind of reduce all of our angular momentum. And the goal is to get the retrograde indicator to the top of the bubble, which basically means we're going straight down at that point. So
I would just keep going that direction and see if you can actually burn your way over the
land.
Yeah, if you can get over the land. I mean, you have enough fuel, you might.
Well,
be
you know
able to
what?
make it.
Actually, we're getting to vertical, so let's do this.
Yeah, just burn a little bit in that direction.
Yep. Hey, you know what? We reversed our direction. So the prograde vector is now showing us which direction we're going.
And you're about to lose your fuel.
That's all right. You're going the right way.
Yep. There we go. So now we're actually falling. I'm pointing the ship in the direction that we're falling now, tail end first. So since we've burned up all this fuel, we'll go ahead and ditch that guy.
Let that shit collide with the Earth and explode.
Pop out our little landing footsies and hit or shoot.
There we go. It was actually going to be a nice. We had some nice little flights here, other than the total complete fails that we had to start us off.
And while we're here, we're gonna use this other mystery goo containment unit because we didn't use it for a mystery goo observation in the desert, because that counts as its own science as well.
Plus, you want to do EVA and surface sample and things like that as well.
Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna use the footsies to land, and then I'm gonna actually retract them so we're down on the surface so that Bob can get back in his capsule.
Which he doesn't really need to do, but if you want to see a nice, sort of concise report of the science that you did, you want to basically recover your module in as few pieces as possible. I guess.
So this is sea level, by the way. Notice that the parachute deployed at 700 meters. It's because the ground beneath us is actually about 200 meters above sea level. Just in case that's ever confused anybody. It's pretty good to know. And that also gives you an indication of about where you'll land. So if you're paying really close attention when you're landing on Kerbin, it deployed at about 798 meters or so. So I would expect us to be landing at 298 meters.
Couple hundred or so.
So once that hits 298, or you can use your shadow.
Or way sooner than
335. So 835 is when it actually deployed the chute. But so we're going to pop our gear back in. You can hit G to do that if you want to. And we're going to EVA. Boop. And surface sample.
Oh, Bob. Sometimes those little reports that you get there where it says, I don't think a spacesuit was entirely necessary to get here, for example, can be rather pithy, we'll say. Rotate around. There we go.
The desert.
And he spelled desert right.
We made it here
Or the dessert.
on our show.
On our shoe.
On our shoe.
We made it here on our shoe.
We made it here on our shoe.
All right. So now we'll go ahead and. Oh wait, actually, fun little fact. If you are clinging to the side of your capsule, you are considered in flight. So we can actually get an EVA report in flight over the desert if I can manage to get back on the damn thing. So if we, unless they change this, here we'll store experiments so that I don't overwrite that stuff. And then we are going to get an EVA report while flying over
the desert
Yep.
on our ship.
Keep that data.
What about the goo?
Yep, we're going to observe that too. And this should also be while flying, I think. Oh, nope, just from the deserts. The goo seems to hate it here. It does not like it.
For what it's worth, most things hate the desert.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah, that
all right.
like that.
I think we're ready to recover.
Go ahead and recover. Cool. So we're gonna actually do something unprecedented here. We're gonna switch to somebody less capable than me. None of you like that.
No. 108 science. That was
69 science. Yeah.
Pretty good for a third flight, second flight.
Yeah, total of 108. So I'm gonna. Who's gonna step in here?
I don't know. Do you want me to build some terrible thing?
Do we want to switch over to a career mode so you can really
sandbox
build
mode?
a terrible thing?
You mean a science mode? Or
Sandbox
mode?
Jesus, both of you.
All over the place.
I've been drinking all the beer. What's
or
going on?
Do you want to attempt something like a Mooner encounter?
That's not going to go well. But
I'd say let's just
considering your record with colliding on the moon.
I have actually collided with the moon more than once.
A number of times.
Do you want to go for it?
I almost want to do that, or yeah, let's go with that.
Okay, let's try to go to the moon. Me and Chris are going to actually switch spots. So
Nick's
sorry, listeners, if our mics get shitty.
We can do a cut. We'll do a cut in editing. No, we won't. Yes, we will. You're just going to listen to us say this. God, this is awful.
Much professionalism.
Not prepared for this at all.
Okay. Oh man, now I feel. Oh, I should get the fuck out of here. I need to get some science on them. You get some science. Let's get the hell out of here. Oh man, I'm gonna do so much science. If only science actually worked this way, that you could basically just come back and then say, "Oh, let me just click this thing, and I will research these beautiful new parts." What do you guys think we should go for here? You think struts and the tricoupler will help?
Gosh.
This is not going to do us any good right here.
I like launch struts.
I like the reaction
and
wheel.
I like the reaction wheel, but I like batteries in Science Junior an awful lot. Do we have enough for two?
Yeah, we sure do. I
vote we do struts and the support beams.
Struts and general construction.
Or do we want to do? I think we should definitely do the Science Junior.
Yeah, because we're going to want
batteries.
Because we're going to want that science.
Right.
Yep. And then either it's a toss-up for me between the top one, which is going to be a larger fuel container primarily.
What do we actually gain from this fuel container other than just more fuel? Like, I don't think we gained that much efficiency over two FL-T400s, which we currently have unlocked.
Right.
I don't think we actually.
You know
gain that
way
much
too many of
overkill.
the part numbers.
I can figure it out because I'm reading the goddamn name of the 800,
know,
and I
I'm
know
just
that it
saying,
says
goddamn it.
400 for the smaller one. Also 200 and 100. Look how many parts I know.
I know, right?
I'm inclined towards these because I can use these struts to build giant, stupid shit.
Yeah.
Do you want to go with those?
If we're going to go with giant stupid shit, let's go with
giant,
that.
stupid shit, it is. All right, here goes.
Those launch stability enhancers are pretty nice too. The arms that one sees when you're launching a rocket.
True.
Oh, we're just okay. Cool.
Yep.
I thought you hit launch, and I was like, no, we don't want this.
I was like, I feel so much more confident in my ability to fly that I will take the same ship that you did
and go
I
to
will
the
take it
moon.
all the way to the moon. I really like to put this guy just like flat here on the back. I think
Yeah,
it's
me
nice
too.
and-
It fits. It works nicely.
I don't know
with
why.
you.
It just feels like it should go there.
Yep.
That said, I do frequently put these on my sides here.
I usually put the Science Junior underneath, and that's my detachable bit, and I put the landing gear on the old Science Junior. You got it, dude.
Yep.
We build the same.
How many of these do you think we should put on the Science Junior here?
Ah.
First of all, I find it ridiculous that it lets me put these on these doors that are going to open.
Yeah,
on
those
the
doors
Science
open
Junior.
up. It's a little weird.
That kind of upsets me just a little bit. How many of these?
I think that's overkill. That's too much weight.
4?
I think three is fine, but four is more comfortable.
4 it is.
Batteries, as many batteries as you can put on there.
Oh yeah, let's get some batteries. Does this
pump
also
that up to
not
8.
does this also not care if I put batteries over the top of other shit?
No.
Probably
it,
not.
It will have problems with clipping into other things, but if you move those
Your
up, you can
strut,
probably
yeah.
put them in just above the struts.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
One thing you do want to take into consideration is weight distribution as well.
Yeah.
If
So-
you load everything onto one side of your rocket and you go to launch, guess what?
Bad
Your
news
rocket,
bears.
yeah, your rocket's just going to veer right in that direction.
Additionally, and I found this out the hard way a little while ago, I built a little escape pod for a space station I have in my. I was going to say, are you going to just launch to the moon with what you got there?
Yep.
That's a little
That
little
science-
Spartan there,
that
buddy.
Science Junior will take me all the way to
Okay.
the moon.
Okay. I learned this the hard way. I was making a little escape pod for my space station that I had set up, and I had a ton of monopropellant tanks on it. And the monopropellant tanks actually were not distributing fuel evenly. So like I had 4 on, let's say for visualization's sake, I had 4 on each side, right? And on one side, I had the top 2 monopropellant tanks were emptying, and on the other side, none of them were. So my ship actually became more unbalanced as I was flying it. And it was a complete pain in the ass. So I actually had to do some fuel shifting in flight, which was a pain in the ass.
No, you want to
fuck you.
fix that? Yeah, there you go.
What button do you hit to go down and count? I know there's a button, but I don't.
Shift X.
Shift X. Okay, cool.
Capital X. Let's see. What should I put on the bottom here?
So is that your
This
cruiser
is,
cruiser
this is
stage?
I have made it into orbit, and I want to go to the moon.
Gotcha.
Which this might be overkill for that, actually.
Now we're just playing on a orbit, correct?
Yeah, we're not planning on landing.
Right, because I was like, that's not going to land.
Oh God, no! Oh Jesus! Yeah, no, that's not.
One thing to keep in mind: parachutes don't work when there's no atmosphere.
And you would also have to stage everything in order to get the gear down.
Yep, that doesn't work.
And
But it
then
just
you would
means
have
you
no
would-
rockets.
It just means you wouldn't come back,
Right.
and you would have no rockets. Yeah, I mean,
Which people have been stranded on the moon before.
Really?
Kerbals maybe is
Kerbals.
what you're referring to.
Kerbal people.
As far as I know, we have not stranded anybody on the moon.
Yeah,
As far as you know.
I'm totally digging our flag over there on the side of the VAB there.
Yeah,
I think that's great.
there's much 30 lives happening.
Real
right here.
proud of it.
Okay, so I got this guy. Yeah, fuck this thing.
So that's your cruising stage, or your launch stage? Cruising and launch. Okay.
Yep, cruising base launch here. This.
So
this
a
might
little
need-
little bit of terminology here. You've got your cruising stage is going to be the one you use when you get up into orbit. Your launch stage or your lifter stage is going to be the thing that gets you into orbit. And the lifter stage is usually the one that people over-engineer quite a bit because they want to make sure they've got a ton of fuel.
I don't know as engineer, but when I do, boy,
Yeah.
do I
Boy, do I
over
over-
it.
Oh man, oh man. So over engineering, you might add way too many things, and when you get deep into playing Kerbal Space Program, you will learn about things like thrust to weight ratio, basically
nice.
like
Look at
how
those-
how
look at
much
these nice
lift
struts.
your vehicle has compared to how much weight.
Do I want to go super crazy here?
Go nutso.
Anybody for super crazy?
If you think it'll fly, go nutso.
well, think it'll fly. That might be going too far.
But we have separatrons, so you can separate on the end of that.
Oh, you know what I should do actually?
Ooh, Sepratron, the girders. You can do that too.
Yeah.
So one of the other things that I've found really, really, really valuable, I have spent a bit of time in our Kerbal Space Program on Reddit
This is not going to work.
to find some very interesting craft design ideas. Those are going to break when you separate the...
No, they'll be fine.
Oh, they will?
They'll be fine if they're down here because they're going to fall down while this thing.
Oh,
is
you're gonna
firing
get rid
up.
of those boosters
Yep,
first.
these are going to get rid of first, and then we're going to have big giant rocket blowing up out here. It's going to. I mean, the odds of this succeeding are
Small?
slim.
I think you have a much better capacity for how well the girders work. I do not use them in my constructions at all. So I think my very first use of them was the space station module you guys saw me launch earlier today. I had some solar panels on the end of girders so that I could deploy them without knocking a bunch of other stuff around.
Yeah, this is looking.
Do you want to connect
good,
those?
Good slash also super shitty.
Do you want to connect the solid rockets to
The solid
your
boosters
main?
To the main?
with struts.
No.
Nope.
Oh no, that's gonna end poorly.
They-
I mean, the struts
they-
will
they
fail.
blow off when the
Yeah, they will. They will
Right.
explode. You want these connected basically
To your mainsail? Yeah.
to
Yeah.
here, and then let's get some of the. I really like these. I really like recovering shit. So I'm gonna go doubly super radial. I can't.
I like this.
can't.
It's quick and dirty.
I can't tell how much you guys are laughing at the beauty slash laughing at the horror that is my beautiful ship.
Here's the thing about beauty. Some people
It's
don't think.
subjective?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is going good. I think this is going to be.
This will
is gonna
launch.
be
All right,
Real,
well,
real
This
solid.
might launch.
Let
this
me
won't
get-
launch.
Let me get some. Let me get some of these guys on here too, because these can actually. Oh come on, thing! Fuck you, Kerbal. Well, no, I don't even need. Oh God, I forgot I had tri-couplers. Oh jeez.
Oh, you can do so many good things with tricouplers.
Well, I'm not gonna go tri-coupler on here. Boy, would I though. Boy, how I wish I had gone tri-coupler earlier. I don't want to waste too much time with me building a ship here. This looks pretty awful though, so we'll do this. So
I guess.
so let's see. Stage 1 is going to be my solid boosters, or first stage is going to be those solid boosters, and these guys are not going to last as long, so we're going to make those a stage after that, and they're going to happen. Let's see. How about when these?
God, as soon. Oh my God, no.
Yeah, here we go. Those need to fire off with
So-
this and the main booster at the same time.
Remember
As
how we were talking about
soon-
rapid unexpected disassembly earlier?
You know,
I feel like this is a high
I want to make this at least kind of entertaining. Come on.
high potential.
As soon as those solid rocket boosters stage, they're going to take out those struts.
As soon as these stage,
Yeah, they're gonna
take these struts out.
No, back
You mean
behind
once,
them.
once these fall out, they're going to take these out.
Nope.
Yeah,
They're going to take like these beams out.
Yes.
yeah.
Oh yeah, that'll be fine. The girders will hold it.
I mean,
And then your girders will fold in on themselves like some sort of terrible Venus flytrap made out of its own self.
yeah, they could be brought in
It'll
actually
be great.
probably one level. They could be brought in actually one of these girders, but I'm not going. I'm not going to worry about that.
And launch stability enhancers.
Yeah, always launch stability enhancers. Although you got to be real careful about your staging on these, because if you don't stage them right, you basically fire all of your rockets while you're still stuck to the ground. That can cause things to break pretty hard.
Do you need that many?
We're real secure.
Nick, have you ever put stability enhancers on the bottom of engines?
Oh yeah, because you can do that too.
Yeah,
Well,
I didn't figure that out for a long time.
Here, let's
I feel
put
like that's a
those-
bad idea.
No, they actually work all right if you stage them. So let's take this guy.
Yeah, they actually, I find, are far more stable this way.
You can actually do this. Yeah, they basically just hang out right in
Boom.
the middle.
Wow.
Like so.
I want to apologize to Scott Manley.
Yeah, right? Does it need to be launched from like 70 meters in the air?
Now, let's go higher, actually.
I mean, every meter counts. I mean,
You know,
we're trying to get to the
Maybe I
moon.
need it.
Yeah,
If I
it
could
could
be
be the
50
difference.
Okay, so one thing I've never tried is how high can you make this?
The answer is real damn high.
I don't know if it's actually going to
God,
try.
this is ridiculous. Oh, no.
All right. No, we actually need to seriously do some staging inspection here.
Yeah.
So the girders.
The
You
stability.
want
Yes,
to
stability
go ahead
enhancers.
and fire off the 4 solid fuel
Oh,
boosters.
this is so high that I can't even scroll all the way up. Hold on.
Yeah, drop that down.
Let's drop it down just a
There.
little bit there. There we go. Okay, so let's see.
Wait, hold
Solid
on.
fuel
Okay.
boosters are going to go off, and they're hopefully going to get me some lift. Once they finish, they're going to separate, fire off their parachutes, my main booster, as well as these 4 outer boosters that are likely to be disconnected from these nice struts.
So
here.
really what we're saying is stage 5 is the disassembly stage.
Yeah.
My prediction is disassembly in stage 5.
Is full. Okay, so then we have this separation of these 4, which is going to happen with their chutes, and this, assuming that they survive. that
Wait,
long.
which 4 is the
That's
stage
these
4?
the
four
outer
outer
the
guys.
outer liquid fuel boosters.
Yep, and so those have their own chutes, and also
And then once your main
Subtrons
lift
there, so then-
fuel booster is done, you're going to separate that,
Yep, this
fire
may as
off
well
your
go
cruise
in-
stage.
This may
Yep.
as well go in here, and then this last separation stage, which is basically landing. So hopefully that happens.
We can only dream that we're going to get there.
All right, good luck, Bob.
I'm surprised that Jeb and Bill haven't respawned yet.
Well, you know.
I don't know if
You have to go back to the...
Astronaut complex?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe it.
Well, you know, Bob, if you were going to go out, this is how
Blaze of glory.
this is how you would have wanted it. God, I hope this is like 100 feet in the air.
Zoom out. Is it taller than the VAB?
I'm at 100.
Is it taller than the VAB? Almost.
No,
It would make sense if it was.
I
but-
got. I mean, look at that 130 meters I got though. Look how
I
far I am
know.
already.
Dude, everyone should do this. It's kind of
already
cheating.
That's already success. Okay, so let's drop my throttle down here. Sure as fuck.
I don't know if those 4 boosters are going to be enough to get this off the ground.
Well, just in case.
Yeah.
Let's actually just do that. Here, let's just do this. Let's get these 4 other rockets in here so that I can stage them very quickly because I got 130 meters to fall here to fire those guys off.
All right.
Are you
Everyone
ready?
cross your fingers. Bob was just waving.
God.
So there he goes.
There you go, Bob.
All right.
All right, Bob. Good luck,
Godspeed,
buddy.
Bob.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Look how
That is-
stable that son of a bitch is.
That's pretty stable.
It's a flying fortress.
Flying Fortress, a
So,
phrase
yeah.
often used to describe all of my ships.
You add some more parts there, and we get chugging down to the old 15 frames a second there. Sorry about that.
So what
folks.
are we predicting is going to happen to these? These struts are toast, right?
The ones
Those
connecting
outer
the
struts?
outer?
This-
I mean,
these
unless
ones here.
unless the struts on the solid fuel boosters
Unless
hold through
these-
the ejection force of the
Unless these
Separatrons.
happen to fall down.
Yeah, unless they just go straight down.
They got chutes on them. Keep in mind that the chutes might actually give them a bit of straight down
We'll drag, yeah.
We're going to find out.
The
in a
chutes
couple.
don't have collision detection on them, do they?
Oh, let's
We'll
do
find
this
out.
quick.
Good luck, everyone.
Come on.
Whoa!
Clean.
So much doubt.
That-
So much doubt for the beauty of my design, guys.
This is not getting into orbit, though.
Oh no, not a chance. There's so much weight.
We're going 100.
Can I just
150
say?
meters
Can I
a
just
second.
say? Look how solid these girders are right now.
They are extremely
Hold
solid.
on, look down really quick. I want to see if we can see those engines still. Or the solid
Oh.
fuel.
Oh, they're down there somewhere. There's our we fail.
There's our we
flag.
fail flag.
All right.
Look how far we've come, though, since that horrible failure on the launch pad.
What are you saying about 10K? Go to 45.
Somewhere about
This
there. yeah.
almost looks like if they tried to launch the International Space Station it's
As
just
one
a
piece.
Now you, I know that you both have seen more ridiculous ships of mine.
Oh,
than
yes.
this.
Oh,
But
God.
this is actually significantly more successful than many ships I have launched.
I would honestly say if we were to try and load any of your other ships,
that it might just
it
crash
would
your
probably
machine.
just crash the damn game.
My-
Nick has one that has what 5,000?
It's 892 parts.
Okay,
It's
a lot of parts.
Yeah.
And how much did it weigh though?
Oh God. Yeah, I was using
Nick's got MechJeb installed.
Yeah,
so.
a very popular autopilot / reporting mod called MechJeb. Let's get out here and see what's going on. And it would tell me, how much delta V was left in each stage, and so on and so on. We should have been offline, so our dear friends didn't get. Oh,
That's cool. That's actually something we have to fix in post.
Yeah, this is okay. This will be all right. So for now, let's get back over here. Yeah, let's see if we can turn this behemoth.
So it should be noted that all of your rotational force right now is coming from the command capsule.
Yeah, because I have no
which
thrusters.
is not a thing that can actually happen.
Yeah, this is magic. So just FYI, if you're ever flying a real spaceship, this doesn't work.
You normally relying on things like RCS.
Yeah.
That type of thing.
I like to be nice and rotated with my... Oh, God. This is not going to go well.
No.
I shouldn't have rotated so much.
See, I don't like to rotate to the horizon. I like to keep it sideways. I'm just I think it's just a preference thing.
Oh, this is not going great.
You're going to have to burn to normalize your orbit here.
Yeah, I am pretty soon.
I mean, you're going to be in...
God, look how much time.
You want to make a maneuver node, or you're just going to play it by ear?
I'll get there.
You're in space. Another thing that I really like that we didn't mention before is when you do hit 70 kilometers, you get some nice music starting.
Yeah.
And that's a nice audio cue that you are, in fact, outside
Music / whale song. Because whales occupy space, apparently.
Star Trek 2 taught me that.
That's a thing.
Star Trek 5?
Yeah, not 2. 5.
I think we're going to have enough delta V to make it to the moon. Roughly.
Should we?
Yeah. Has
This
science
is-
gone too far?
This is gonna drop quite a bit. Actually, once
as you eject.
I stage this
Yeah.
giant, just piece of garbage here on the end.
So
I'm
it should
really
be
curious
noted.
to see what the thing's going to look like when it
It
stages.
should be
too.
noted. The estimated burn time is 28 seconds. That's going to change when he stages, but you want to do it with about half that time on either side, so that you hit the midpoint of that at the maneuver node.
Good thing those guys got
oh.
shit. So shit.
Whoa.
Something done blowed up.
Fuck
Nothing
this.
important apparently. Yay!
Yeah, we're still going.
So we need to hit as close to that 700 meters per second that's burning down on the side there as is humanly possible, which you can control the thrust of your ship by using shift and control, but you can also just cut all thrust by pressing X as well.
I think we're actually doing
That liquid fuel's
Like-
dropping awful fast.
surprisingly
No, I
good.
think this
I got
this
this guy up
lifter's
here, too.
I know, I think this
Oh,
lifter
that's right.
stage is
Forgot
going to
about that.
normalize the orbit, and I think that we'll have enough to set up a lunar encounter. The cool thing is that once you get into orbit, oh God, there's a quote I wish I had pulled up right now. What is it? 90% of the work is getting to orbit. Really, honestly, once you get to orbit, the rest of it is a cakewalk. As far as
Dolly
What are
Parton
we
said
at, 70, 75?
I don't think Dolly Parton said that. 90% of the work is getting to orbit.
We're at 70, 75 and 86 for our Apple apps and Perry apps. It's actually not that bad. We're going to set our target for the MUN here, which we do just by, left-clicking, and we can unset that target or set another target. Set Minmus just as a target if we wanted. Odds of me connecting with that because you can see the difference in our actual planes that we are currently in.
The inclination.
I would have to basically happen to conveniently match up with Minmus over here, where it actually can sort of intersect with the plane that I'm on. That's why I'm going to go to the moon. Generally, my strategy is to basically just look at where the MUN is, basically just bullshit where I think it's going to be, and then just go the reverse of that for my maneuver node, and then pretty much just blast out.
That's actually pretty much my strategy too.
And then pretty much rotate this until I hit it.
Until you get an encounter. So
There's our
And
encounter.
then I usually kind of drag this down a little bit to see if I can get, I don't really care about going around the other side. I just want to be I just want to run into a situation where I'm
Be in
actually
its sphere of
in
influence.
the
Run into a
sphere of
situation
influence.
where you would run into the mud.
I'm going to try as hard as I can to not collide with it. I'm not making any promises. But, I've done it before, multiple times, more as a result of actually getting in front of it, and then losing acceleration because I'm coming back, or I'm still accelerating out.
Yeah.
And then the moon is accelerating faster than I am, and,
Right.
and I rapidly approach. and then very suddenly stop.
Yeah. Encounter rapid deceleration.
Rapid, unexpected deceleration.
I
Coincidentally,
would say it's expected.
coincidentally, the exact same. Fuck, what's it called?
This is probably fine. This will do.
Exact same letters as
That'll do.
rapid unexpected disassembly. Yeah.
Red
Um,
squared.
So at this point,
Derp,
hopefully
derp,
we can get a
derp,
Mooner encounter, and
Derp, 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 derp.
let's time accelerate to
Oh, this is
that.
not gonna go. Yeah, fun little trick here, which you might have seen me just do here, which is that if you have accelerated or moved, rotated your ship at a further than your goal for actually rotating your ship, you can actually just advance time, and it's like a little Kerbal Space Program hack in that it will actually just
Kill
stop the rotation of your ship.
Yeah.
It's kind of a cheat more than anything.
So
it limits the amount of time you can accelerate based on your current altitude. So I'm relatively low. If I click this little info tab here, I can see what my current altitude is. It's not very high. I'm only at about 80 kilometers.
that's
and
the
I just
maneuver node you missed.
cruised past my maneuver node. I'm paying real
You can
good.
probably still make it.
Such
if you burn.
yeah, I'll be fine. Slow down. Burn an 8.
So it should be said though, like we missed the maneuver node, that small things make for very big adjustments over time. One of the things we're gonna do. Oh, you just lost thrust.
Whoops.
Because you're out of fuel for that stage.
Stage.
There we go. So we also have a lot less delta V we need to use to get to where we're going to go now because we have less mass. But
Yeah, we just dropped a bunch. So you can see this is actually decelerating. It's telling me I don't have very much time at all, actually.
you want to follow that target, that maneuver node target.
Oh, yeah, I got to chase this guy out.
And X. Oh,
Well, there's an encounter.
Jesus. Okay. Well,
this
that's
might-
gonna get us to hit the moon.
That might not end well.
If you look at the Mooner encounter, so go ahead and kill the maneuver node, Nick.
Oh, no, I'm just going for it.
And check it out.
I'll sort it out.
So that is going straight through the middle of the moon, or close to it.
Correction.
Oh,
Look
Jesus.
at this. Look at this fantastic pathway we got going.
God, I've never seen anything quite like that.
That's what I'm here
Thanks,
for,
Nick.
Chris. That's what I'm here for.
Okay, well,
So here's where we are actually going to escape the moon. And so just so that you can actually see, because we haven't actually had an encounter with the body in this little session we've had here. In 4 hours and 47 minutes, I'm going to encounter the moon, and that is basically the point at which I become in the sphere of influence of the moon. The orbit of the moon is actually starting to affect my trajectory.
It's gravity well.
Yeah.
yes.
So then over here you can see that I've escaped the moon, and as you can see, based on the direction this is going, not in the right way, not in the right direction at all.
You gonna get yourself in a solar orbit.
Yep. So you can see that I'm actually rocketing just straight past where Minmus is over here, and I'm just going to rocket out of Kerbin orbit.
Yep.
And I'm just going to be orbiting the sun, like a planet. So poor little Bob will join his brethren.
Oh, we can save him. You got plenty of fuel.
Yeah, I got plenty of fuel, so I'll be able to actually adjust this probably partway along the way.
We'll get him. Let's get him stuck in a lunar orbit. That'll be cool.
Oh, you want to go straight for the lunar orbit?
Yep. So, actually, if you just time accelerate until you're in the moon's sphere of influence.
Yeah, let's do that. What could go wrong?
So, but as I was saying earlier, small adjustments here can make a huge difference. So, like, if you wanted to adjust to get a better orbit around the moon right now, you'd probably only have to burn
pop
for
a quick,
like
quick save here.
a half second.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I don't know how this is gonna go, man.
Well, we'll be really interested to see.
So as soon as you hit the moon sphere of influence, sir, I would bring it back down to normal speed, and then
There we go.
yeah, that's gonna get
Wow,
you right
that's
in the middle of
actually-
the moon. There, you're gonna hit it.
Hey, what did I say? What did I say? Wasn't making any promises.
Yep. Do you have enough fuel to decelerate?
Oh,
And
try to
land?
land? Yeah, you know what? Wouldn't hurt to try.
Well, I mean, you wouldn't want to do that.
Why not?
So you wouldn't want to do that because
Yeah,
that's
let's
going to
just
bring
go
you down at a steeper angle.
Let's just go straight for it. Let's
Okay.
just see if we can land.
Actually, if anything, you would want to accelerate prograde right now to have a shallower approach.
Try to slow down a little bit.
Yeah.
You don't think that fuel would be better spent trying to slow the hell down so they don't collide real damn hard?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, right now, in relation to the moon, if you go ahead and click on where it says orbit, we're going to get our surface velocity. So right now we're going 351 meters per second relative to the surface of the moon.
Yep.
We could probably burn that, but keep in mind we're going to be accelerating as we get caught in its gravity well. So probably I would predict that we're going to be, if we just let the ship fall right now, we'll probably would hit the surface at 500 to 700 meters per second. So we need to be able to kill 500 to 700 meters per second on the fuel that we have right now. If memory serves...
Boy, we got enough batteries to last us for days, though.
Yeah, I know.
Let's transmit the science before our untimely death.
Beautiful. Actually, let's get some goo, too. Get some goo going.
Think we should hang on to this?
Okay. Well, we're not coming back, so
I don't feel great
ahead
about it, so I'm going to go ahead and transmit.
Yep. And then save the other one for if we manage to land.
Yep.
Did you transmit his EVA report?
Sure didn't.
There you go. Okay. So if memory,
we got enough electric charge up here, we could be transmitting for quite some time.
If memory serves, though, we burned about 700 delta V to get out of Kerbal orbit. And we did most of that using that engine, and we only used about half the fuel. So with some luck, we might actually be able to kill our velocity and make for a lunar landing.
You don't think we should go for this guy?
We could, and then we could end up in orbit, and that's only a 4-second burn. So like right now where we are, we definitely have the fuel to get into a lunar orbit and then probably recover and go to Kerbal.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reasonable actual lunar orbit.
Yeah. You know what? Let's do that.
Let's do that.
I vote for land. Fuck it. Let's just do it.
Land on...
Huh?
Yeah?
Mine?
Huh?
All right, go. Yeah.
All right, fine.
It's only 200 delta V to get an orbit. I say we just try to slow our ass down and try to land. Unless anybody's got any qualms with that plan.
Go for it.
All right, so we're approaching 500 meters per second. You're coming in hot, so to speak.
50 kilometers.
So the question is, how much thrust can you get out of that engine
before we collide with the surface of the
Yep,
moon?
and when do you want to start burning? So probably a quick save right about now.
Yeah, right now would be a good time, dude.
My challenge has always been I'll usually start like a really slow burn because I get nervous because I'm going really fast. And then I end up burning all of my fuel before I get anywhere near.
You just do one of these guys?
Yeah, but I wouldn't do that, honestly. Like, I would recommend against it. I would go for a suicide burn, which is basically wait until the last possible minute and fire up completely full to kill your velocity. So, like, you probably, gosh, I don't know.
700. I'm thinking about, like, 45K?
Something like that. Because keep in mind, you're going to still be accelerating. This is where somebody who knows a lot of math would probably be super useful. But we are not those people.
Nope.
So
I don't know how math works.
Interestingly enough, though, MechJeb, one of the more popular plugins, does have a suicide burn option. So you can actually check mark that, and it will figure out when the best time to burn is to get you to zero velocity when you hit the surface.
Oh, you're dropping your speed pretty quick.
Yeah,
there.
I'm going to try to drop down to about 200, and then I'm going to cut and drop down to about 10K.
Yeah, how much did we lose in what, 5,000 meters?
Really not
we
that
lost
much,
we lost
actually.
300 meters per second in 5,000 meters.
Yeah, it was really not that bad, actually.
Yeah, so that's
this is
actually
going
much
surprisingly
better than I
thought it would.
Yeah, right?
Keep
It's
in
kind
mind,
of upsetting.
Jesus.
keep in
Well,
mind.
I
that-
mean,
what can I say? My terrible Frankenstein monstrosities sometimes can
Yeah.
actually make it to the moon and land.
You're not going to land on your gear. I think you're going to have to put down on the thruster, which is fine.
And just let all this shit just explode.
Well,
Why- you wouldn't be able to
if
ditch
you
it?
can go slow enough, I have actually landed on the thruster before, and everything survived it, and I just had my thing standing freely on its engine.
Yeah. All right.
that-
That was fucking awesome. I was like, I'm a god!
I'm going to accelerate to about
Oh, God.
10K.
Be so
or
careful.
here.
As surface details load, by the way, you risk running into a frame rate spike that will keep you from surviving. I feel like now's a good time to burn down to 0. Or close to 0. I burned down to 50. Yep. That's good. Damn, that's actually working real well.
Yeah.
I
you don't have much fuel
really
left.
don't have very much fuel left, though.
I don't see this ending well.
I don't feel real great about this, but I think it might. Who knows?
One thing, I mean, as we'd mentioned, one thing to consider about the Mun in particular is that it has a pretty decent amount of gravity.
Yeah, this just dropped my. That just dropped.
And
my
remember,
thrust for me there.
altimeter is sea level, not the actual surface.
Oh, I'm aware.
Burn, 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 burn.
Oh,
shit!
That's
shoot!
it.
Pop
Pop it,
Stage.
and put your gear down.
Stage.
G. Oh God!
Gear.
Rick.
Gear. Shoot!
Rick, shoot!
Straight down, straight down.
Oh,
yeah! Oh, buddy! Oh, he survived. He kind of survived. Yeah! Go! Woohoo!
Oh, look at that smile on Bob's face.
You are never coming back, sir. You are dead as a doornail.
We could rescue him. Let's do a crew report real quick. We don't have. We really don't have any electricity.
Yeah,
to
go
do
ahead and
this.
just transmit. Just do it right now before you run out of
I'm
electricity.
going to turn my SAS off so I'm not losing it there. I'll
Yeah,
take that 20 science though.
our
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 antenna
comm
broke
device
off.
broke. Balls. That means we can't get that mystery goo from the surface either.
All right.
Well, we made it.
I wish we could go find the comms device and reattach it. That would be great.
God, there'd be some sweet science happening here if we
Damn.
could actually keep that.
Oh, well.
Well, let's take a surface sample. That would have been a sweet 20 science. I'd even take that 30. Well, let's come over. Let's go over here. Let's do a nice moon jump here. Let's go over to this rock. I'm plant a flag on this rock.
Be real careful. You can hurt yourself.
Oh, I'm aware. I have lost many a Kerbal, many a fine Kerbal.
I made the mistake of getting to what was it, like 400 meters per second on Minimus?
Ooh boy.
With my jetpack.
What's going on here?
Oh yeah, no collision detection on the rock.
Yep.
So there's that.
Well,
we
well,
are in
Bob,
a rock.
Where'd you go, bud? Let's just go ahead and get out of there.
That seems dangerous.
You could be in rocks. Okay, there we go. That's a good. Well, we should actually let's
plan it by the landing site.
Yeah. Well, landing is maybe.
You mean grave?
Landing is a
Tombstone?
a quite generous term. I just want to point out that that my craft did make it to the moon.
Yeah, it's
I
pretty
feel like
impressive
feel like you
considering
guys
we
were
all thought it
doubting.
was going to die on like stage 3.
All right. Yeah. Let's get over here. Let's get a nice.
I'm really surprised those struts didn't get taken out. Honestly.
Yeah, me too.
All right. There we go. Plant that flag.
Plant the old 30 lives flag. Is it going to clip into the thing? Okay, good. No.
Nope, there it goes. Looks nice. In your goddamn faces.
God, in your goddamn faces.
Go ahead and get that EVA report surface sample.
Yeah, I already got these. We would just be overriding them. Well,
Well, there we are.
if
You know what? I'd say that's a successful Kerbal adventure.
As good a place as any.
Can you see Kerbin from here? Home. Oh, there's
there
home.
it is. There's home.
High
Bob,
above
the
us.
place you're never coming back to.
Yep.
We get sent a rescue mission for him, maybe.
Yeah, we could rescue him one of these days. We got
Maybe.
quite a bit of science actually out of this mission.
Yeah.
Even
Might be
though-
worth recovering.
Even though the bulk of it did not actually get transmitted back.
Yeah.
Another vessel might be able to get that science a little more
Yeah, actually,
efficiently.
if you want to hit the escape button and head to the space, hit X. Now hit escape.
Nope. False.
What is up with that?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, we'll deal with that some other
Yep.
day.
I want to find out how much science we got, but oh well.
We will one day. Well, Bob, it's nice knowing you.
Yeah.
You and our 30 lives flag here did well.
Yeah. Thank you,
Awesome.
Bob, for your service.
Thus ends our first vodcast. Is that what they call them?
Vidcast.
I think vidcast
Vidcast?
seems more appropriate.
I don't know.
Well, that was fun. I enjoyed that. If you enjoyed this, and if you want to see us take a look at some other games, shoot us an email. You shoot to info@30livespodcast.com.
All right, bye, Bob. He's flying home. He's gonna make it. On Minimus, by the way, you can coincidentally get into orbit with just your jetpack.
Yep. You can actually get some sweet EVA report flying over the Midlands here.
Yep.
We're going to keep going, though.
That was info at 30livespodcast.com. That is 30livespodcast.com. Or any one of our email addresses, Cody, Nick, or Chris. We'd want to thank Todd Tolsis for our intro disclaimer. You can reach in at imagingvoice.com.
Imagingvoice.com. Todd Tolsis is the voice of a generation. We also want to thank Cody's buddy Eric for the intro music because we decided to switch that around randomly.
He actually did the outro music.
Outro music, sorry. And also, if you can, this is going to be kind of a weird situation, but go ahead and subscribe to our channel on YouTube since you're probably watching it here. Like us, share us with your friends. Check out our actual podcast, which is the thing we usually do at 30livespodcast.com or in your podcasting application of choice. He's real upset.
Yeah, Bob could be a little bit. He could be a little happier about his situation.
I mean, he's 6 kilometers up now, so
he's got over half of his propeller.
I know. I'm wondering how high he's going to get.
Oh, I'll keep thrusting.
So
I was
high.
actually going to let him try to make it down, and so that he could collide with the Earth. But
also want to thank.
Oh, Bob. Sorry, bud.
Also want to thank Squad for making such a great game.
We want to thank Scott Manley as well for helping us not kill ourselves over and over and over again.
Yes.
Honestly, we've spent a lot of time talking about him, and I feel like he's probably the only reason that my Kerbals have survived thus far, and that I have cool things going on like space stations.
You would probably not recommend firing a Kerbal up to 10 kilometers over the moon with their RCS thrusters.
Yeah, but, that's cool. In your goddamn faces.
Yeah, it's
Man.
Anyway, thank you, everybody. My name's Cody Clements.
I'm Nick Cunningham.
And I'm Chris Fromlet.
And that is our 30 lives. We will see you all next week.
Oh, and Bob's one life. Bob just has one.